Imagine an island so cursed, so drenched in terror, that it's been forbidden for anyone to step foot on it for centuries. A place where the cries of the dead still echo through the ruins, and the shadows of tormented souls stalk anyone who dares to enter. This is Poveglia, a place so terrifying that even the bravest souls who've set foot on it have never come back the same. What's the real story behind this haunted island? What horrors still lurk beneath its abandoned buildings, waiting for the next victim? Stick with me, because what I'm about to reveal will chill you to the bone. Are you ready to uncover the horrifying secrets of Poveglia? Keep watching, if you dare. The island of Poveglia lies in the Venetian lagoon, shrouded in mystery and fear. Known to few, but feared by many, its dark history stretches back for centuries, steeped in death and despair. The island was once a place of refuge, but it soon became known for the atrocities committed there. During the 18th century, Poveglia was a quarantine zone for those stricken with the plague. Hundreds of thousands of plague victims were abandoned there to die, their cries unheard by the outside world. The island became drenched in their suffering, and many believe that the land still carries the weight of their tormented souls. The island's reputation only grew darker from there. In the early 20th century, Poveglia was transformed into a mental asylum. But the asylum was far from a place of care. The patients were subjected to cruel and inhumane treatments, including lobotomies and electroshock therapy. The echoes of their suffering are said to still linger on the island, their restless spirits trapped within the decaying walls of the asylum. These spirits are not at rest, and their anguish permeates the land. The haunting stories surrounding Poveglia have been passed down for generations. Witnesses who have ventured onto the island report seeing shadowy figures moving through the ruins of the asylum. Flickers of movement in the windows, and the distinct sound of footsteps where no one should be. Some claim to have encountered a woman's ghost, her face twisted in anguish, wandering the grounds. The very air on the island seems thick with despair, and many visitors have reported feeling physically ill, as though the island itself is feeding on their energy. Perhaps the most disturbing reports come from those who have spent the night on Poveglia. One investigator described hearing whispers in the dark, voices speaking in a language he could not understand. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, until they abruptly stopped, leaving him in an oppressive silence. A feeling of being watched overtook him, and he fled the island at the break of dawn. But the haunting memories of that night never left him. But it's not just the sounds that terrify. Some claim to have experienced sudden drops in temperature, cold spots that appear without explanation. The island seems alive, as though something invisible is watching, waiting for the next person to come too close. And the worst part? The island is off limits. Poveglia is sealed away by the Italian government, its crumbling buildings too dangerous to explore. It's said that the island is a national heritage site, but the real reason it's kept off limits is much darker. It's the terrifying past of Poveglia, the haunted history that no one wants to confront. It's the restless souls that still walk its ruins, the spirits that demand to be heard. Despite the warnings, there are always those who can't resist the lure of the island. They sneak onto the island in the dead of night, seeking to uncover the truth of what lies within its decaying walls. But no one returns the same. The island leaves its mark on all who visit, a fear that cannot be shaken, a terror that clings to their soul. Poveglia's curse runs deep. The island will never be free from the spirits of those who died there. The victims of the plague, The tormented patients of the asylum, none of them have found peace. And as long as the island stands, the horrors that took place there will never be forgotten. But the question remains, why is Poveglia so feared? What is it about this small, desolate island that makes it so terrifying? Is it the lingering spirits of the dead, trapped in eternal torment? Or is there something more? Something waiting in the shadows, watching, listening for its next victim? The truth is, no one knows for sure. And maybe that's what makes Poveglia so terrifying. The uncertainty, the fear of the unknown. There's something on that island, something ancient and powerful, that waits for the next person to cross its threshold. Maybe, just maybe, you're the next one drawn to its haunted shores. Would you dare to uncover the truth of Poveglia, or will you heed the warnings and stay far away from the island's dark grip? Keep watching to discover the terrifying truth of this cursed place.